Moody's recent decision to downgrade the U.S. credit rating has triggered debate across financial and political circles. The agency cited growing fiscal deficits and political dysfunction as key reasons for lowering its outlook on America's long-term debt. While the U.S. retained its AAA rating for now, the change in outlook signals that Moody's believes a downgrade is increasingly likely unless conditions improve. One of the core reasons behind the move is America's rising national debt, which has surpassed $34 trillion. That growing debt burden, combined with persistent budget deficits, poses long-term risks to the country's financial health. Moody's noted that despite strong economic performance, the lack of a credible plan to stabilize the government's debt trajectory is undermining confidence in its fiscal management. Another factor is political instability, particularly around repeated debt ceiling standoffs and government shutdown threats. These recurring battles raise concerns about the government's ability to enact responsible fiscal policies. Moody's emphasized that such dysfunction increases the risk of policy gridlock during critical moments, something that could disrupt markets and shake investor confidence. The downgrade in outlook also reflects structural challenges, including entitlement spending and rising interest payments. As the Federal Reserve keeps rates elevated to fight inflation, the cost of servicing the debt grows. This limits the government's flexibility in responding to economic shocks or emergencies, putting further strain on public finances. Lawmakers from both parties responded with sharp critiques. Some argued that the downgrade unfairly penalizes the U.S. for political disagreements that are part of a democratic process. Others acknowledged it as a wake-up call to enact meaningful reforms. Economists, meanwhile, are split. Some agree with Moody's, pointing to the need for serious fiscal discipline. Others argue the U.S. remains a safe haven due to the dollar's global dominance and the country's unmatched economic size. Markets reacted with caution. Treasury yields rose slightly, and some investors began rebalancing portfolios in anticipation of potential long-term shifts. However, many analysts noted that the downgrade might have limited short-term impact, as global demand for U.S. debt remains strong, for now. Moody's has left the door open for further action if fiscal and political conditions worsen. If Congress fails to enact credible budget reforms or another debt ceiling crisis unfolds, a full downgrade of the U.S. rating could be next. For now, the warning stands. Without change, confidence in America's long-term financial stewardship could erode, with ripple effects across the global economy.